Hi Pranav. Hi Ramakrishna. Hi. Hi. Hi Ayushi. Hi Anshul Tyagi. Hi Omega. Hi Raghav. Hi Surya. Hello Surya. How are you? Right. Right. So today's topic is about geometry and mensuration. So yes Pranav, it will be completed. No worries. Aditya, hi. Ramakrishna, hi. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So let us start the session, right? We'll not waste our time. Now, hi friends. Today we are going to start about geometry and mensuration. As all know, geometry and mensuration is very important for your SSC examination and also for your ESE examination, right? So see here, I will start right away from the basics and I will deal up to the highest level questions, which will be helpful for your all examinations. Now, most of you don't know that if you buy the subscription of SSC JE, it covers all the SSC syllabus, right? So you can use that, right? And if you buy GATE and ESE subscription also, you will be covered all these syllabus, right? Now, let us come to our group, right? Now, see here, we will be starting our RIB batch on June 15th, and you can enroll for that. And we have a crash course, doubt clearing sessions. If you use my code NLN10, right? Now, see here, my code is NLN10, right? Now, by using this code, you can buy the subscription and then you can have my personal guidance also, right? Now, coming to me, my name is NLN Sharma, right? And these are my credentials, and these are my group: Ankit sir, Rahul sir, Kemendra sir, Bhim Shankar sir, right? Rahul sir, and Ajay Gupta sir, right? So we are one group, and we'll be taking all these classes for GATE and ESC completely, right? Do subscribe, right? So see here, all the doubt clearing sessions will be done by us. And see, and there is a Telegram group in the description. You can join us and you can ask all your doubts. Right? We'll be here to clarify all your doubts. Okay. Now, right. So shall we start the class? Right? We'll start the class. Right? We will be getting late if we start late. Okay. Right. Now, as I said earlier, we will be starting right away from the basics in geometry and mensuration, which will be helpful for all your examinations. Right. Now, see here, as I said, we will be starting from the basics. We will go from the basics. Now, let us see here. Now, first of all, you have to know the basic definitions of line, line segment, and the third one is ray. So if you are very perfect on these definitions, with this basics, we will be solving all your questions. Now, what is line? Now, observe here. On a surface, on a surface, when there are more than 3 points collinearly, right? On a surface, when there are more than 3 points collinearly means on a straight line. By joining all these points, a line is formed, right? And one more point to be remembered, there will be no starting point and there will be no ending point for line. You can extend it infinitely, right? Now this is the definition of line. Now let us come to the line segment. What is line segment? See, a part of a line is called line segment. Now see here, I will remove this part here. I'll write here. Now this is a line segment which has a starting point and which has an ending point. I think you got my point clearly. Now what is ray? A ray will be having a starting point, but it will not have an ending point. Your sun rays, your torchlight rays, all these can be set as an example for ray, right? Now if you are clear about these basic definitions, we'll go to the next level, right? So the next basic point that you have to learn is, now observe here, I'll draw here. Now this is a line, so I'll take like this. Now see here, this is a line. Now this line is dissected by a ray. This line is dissected by a ray. So when this line is dissected by a ray, an angle is formed, right? Now I'll take this as x. Now see here, I'll take this angle as y. Now sum of these two angles will be equal to how much? Any idea of this? This will be 180 degrees supplementary. Now this is the way how a line, an angle is formed. Now continuation to this point, we will be having one more point. Now continuation of this, observe here. Now when two lines intersect each other, right? Now observe here, I will erase one part. Now I will erase this part. Now is this exactly looking like this? Am I right or wrong? Now see here, I'll club this together in order to have a clear understanding. I'll club this together. So there are two line segments and they are intersecting each other, right? Now observe here, if I take this angle as x, now I'll take this angle as y. Now x plus y is nothing but equal to 180 degrees. Now continuation of this basic point, am I right or wrong? Now observe here, the second point that what you have to learn is, when two line segments intersect each other, vertically opposite angles will be equal. Now observe here, if this is y, vertically opposite angle to y will also be y. Now see here, this will be x. Now see here, with this basic points we will be solving many questions, right? I think it is clear for you. Let us go to the next basic point, then we will have some questions on this basic points, right? The next basic point is, now see here, I have drawn two parallel lines. Right? Now see here, this parallel line is dissected by a transversal. Right? Now observe here, the point to be remembered here is, when these two parallel lines are dissected by a transversal, these transversal dissect the two parallel lines at the same point. Now this is the point that you have to remember here, right? And see guys, one more important point. Now you have no need to derive all these points, right? So I will be giving you some at most 20 to 22 points. You have to know how to apply those points onto the questions. Now if you are sure on that, you can crack any examination up to any level, right? Okay, then continuation of these two previous points. Now see here, I will explain here. Now for example, I will take this angle as 60 degrees, right? Now if this angle is 60 degrees, how much will be this angle? Sum of adjacent angles will be equal to supplementary, so this will be 120 degrees. Am I right or wrong? Yes. Now see here, when two lines intersect each other, vertically opposite angles will be equal. Now if this is 120, now this will also be 120. Now if this is 120, there are 2 points to be included. Sum of the adjacent angles are 180, vertically opposite angles are equal. Now you got my point there. Now when two parallel lines and they are dissected by a transversal, these are the secondary points that will be arising and you have to know it. Now what are the secondary points? Now observe here. Now this 60 degrees is nothing but internal angle. Am I right or wrong? It is located internally. Now internally opposite angles will be equal. Now if this is 60 degrees, this will also be 60 degrees. Now this is the point to be noted. Right, now observe here, internally opposite angles are equal means, now see here, if this is 120, this will also be 120. Am I right or wrong? Right, now again from the first two basic points, can you solve this? Now how much will be this? This will be 120 degrees and this will be 60 degrees. Right, now I have given you one more secondary point, right? Internal alternate angles will be equal. Now what about external alternate angles? Observe here, external alternate angles will also be equal. Now this is an external alternate angle. Alternate external angle is this 120 degrees. Am I right or wrong? So your interior alternate angles and your exterior alternate angles will be equal. Very good. Now observe here, the angles internally on the same side will be equal to 180 degrees. Now this is the point that you have to know. The third point, the angles on the same side internally will be equal to 180 degrees. 180 degrees is nothing but called supplementary angles. I will write down the point here, supplementary angles. Now you have to get another doubt called what is complementary angles. Supplementary means 180, complementary means 90. I'll write down this point here. Now I'm going with basic definitions as you have asked me in all the channels, right? Now observe here the fourth point. If interior angles on the same side are 180, what about exterior angles on the same side? Exterior angles on the same side will also be equal to 180. Now by this example it is very clear, right? Now observe here. Now can you say the angles of this side easily? Yes. Now see here, 120 degrees is internally here. Now this will be how much? Anybody, any idea? This will be 60 degrees because internal angles on the same side will be supplementary. Now if this is 60, this will be 60. Right, now this will be how much? 120. This will be 120. Now if this is 120, this will be 60. Now, again vertically opposite angles will be 60. Observe here, this is 60, this will be 120 and this will be 120. Now we have discussed some 4 points, right? Interior alternate angles will be equal, exterior alternate angles will be equal, exterior angles on the same side will be supplementary, interior angles on the same side will be supplementary. Now all these points are valid only when these parallel lines are dissected by a transversal. Now this is the important point that you have to know, right? These points are valid only when these two parallel lines are dissected by a transversal. Now I have discussed 4 basic points. With those 4 basic points we will solve more questions. Okay, now I will use thick line, don't worry, right? I will use thick line. I forgot to use it. I will use thick line. Right, now see here, observe the question there. I have given one question there. Observe the question there. Read the question there. In the adjacent figure, now read each and every point, right? Each and every point is very, very important. In the adjacent figure, AB is parallel to CD, it seems, and WX is parallel to YZ, it seems. Now these are the 2 conditions given there. Now using these 2 conditions, you are asked to find out all these questions with some basic questions, right? Now observe here, what is the first question asked? if angle A is equal to 40 degrees. Now for your sake I will expand it. Right, observe here, if A is equal to 40 degrees, then how much is angle H is the question asked. Now observe here, this is angle A. Right, now this is angle A. Angle A is given as 40 degrees it seems. Now what is angle H? Now see here, A and H are vertically opposite angles, so angle H will also be equal to 40 degrees. Am I right or wrong? Yes, one simple basic point. Now observe here, I'll undo it, right? What is the second question asked? Observe the question. If angle E is 55 degrees, now see here, angle E is given as 55 degrees. Now, how much is angle B is the question asked. How much is the angle B is the question asked. Now see here, where is angle B? Yes, this is the angle B asked. Now, for our convenience, I will draw the diagram here, right? So in order to avoid confusion, I will draw the diagram. Then you can have better clarity here, right? Now see here. Now this is W. This is W. This is X. And this is Y. And this is Z. Now I will draw the parallel lines here. Now, as per the question, I have drawn only these things, ma. So this is A, and this is B, this is C, and this is D. According to the question, I will change the pattern there. Now the second question asked is angle E is, now where is angle E? Now see here, angle E is here it seems. Angle E is 55 degrees. Now the question asked is angle B. Right, I'll write down all the angles here. A, G, H, M, N, M, T, S. Now this is Q, R, W, X. This is F, this is K, and this is M. Now, any answers for this? Now observe here, if angle E is 55 degrees, now what is the question asked? Angle B. Now see here, interior angles on the same side will be supplementary. Now if this is 55, 180 minus 55 will be your answer. Am I right or wrong? Which will be 125. Done. Easy question. Now come to the next one. If F is, the question asked is, if F is 145, now where is F? F is 145, right? Now, if F is 145, now how much will be E? Calculate this, which will be 35. Am I right or wrong? Yes. Now, what is the question asked? How much will be angle B? It seems. Now, can you again the same question, right? No, if angle F is 145, the question asked is angle S it seems. Now how much is angle S? Any answer for this? Angle S, how will you calculate this? Now see here, if E is 35, now B will be 145 because interior angles on the same side will be supplementary. If B is 145, G will be how much? 35. Am I right or wrong? If G is 35, N will be 35 because interior alternate angles will be same. If N is 35, S will be 35. Now, I think you got my point there, right? Now, done. Is this the question? Yes. Done. Now, observe the D question there. If angle P is 42 degrees, then how much is angle Q it seems. Now, I will draw the next line also in order to have clarity. Now, what is the question asked? Angle P is 42 degrees it seems. Now, what is the question asked? Angle Q. Angle Q is how much? Any answer for this? Now those who can answer this are very good at basics. Those who answer this are very good at basics. If angle P is 42 degrees, how much is angle Q? Any answer for this? I'm waiting for the answer. One basic question. Anybody? I'm checking the screen for the answers. Angle P is 42 degrees it seems. Now, how much is angle Q? Now, Balaji has said, Omega has said that 132. Balaji has said that 132. No, no, no. 138 is also wrong. Arey yaar. Now, observe here. Observe the question carefully. This is what you make mistakes, right? Now, is there any relationship for line EF and the remaining statements? Is there any relationship between the line EF and AB or CD? No, they are not with any relationship. You cannot say that EF is parallel to CD. You cannot say that EF is parallel to AB because it is not given in the question. There is no data regarding this line segment EF. Observe the question carefully, right? There is no relationship between the line segment EF with AB and CD. So you cannot frame all these internal opposite angles, complementary, supplementary angles. Data is not sufficient. You cannot determine the answer, right? You cannot say the answer of Q. That is the answer, right? Now, as I said, basic points are very, very important. Focus on basics. You can solve each and every question. Now, come to E, right? There is no relationship between E and F line segment with remaining AB and CD. You cannot frame the answer. Now, come to E question. If K is 70 degrees, now where is K? Right? If K is 70 degrees, this is the question asked. Or otherwise, I'll write here. Now, how much is D plus V it seems? Now, see here. D plus V. Now you are asked to find out angle D plus angle V. Now the point to be taken is, irrespective of the relationship, angles, exterior angles on the same side will be, the sum will be how much? Sum will be how much? 180 degrees. Am I right or wrong? Angle D plus angle V will be equal to how much? 180 degrees. Right? So you can say the sum of the angles, but you cannot say the exact angle. Can you say the exact angle of D and exact angle of V? You cannot say it because there is no relationship between E and F, AB and CD. So respective angles cannot be determined, but you can say the sum of the angles because angles on the same side externally will be equal to 180. Very good, very good. Now come to F point. Now your angle R is given as it is clumsy, I'll write down here, angle R is given as 130 degrees. Then how much is angle M plus angle T is the question asked. Now I think now you can have to answer this. Now this is the question asked, angle M and angle T. So what I will do is I will erase these things, right? As it is very clumsy, I will draw it again, don't worry. Right, you are asked to find out angle M, sum of angle M and angle T. Am I right? Yes. Now you are given with angle R is equal to 130. This is angle R. This is 130. Now any answer for this? Yes. If angle R is 130, now this angle will be how much? Will be 50. Now this angle will be 130. Sum of the angles on the same side will be 180. Now this will be 50 with the basic points. Vertically opposite angles will be 50. So sum of M plus T will be equal to 100 degrees. Right? As we are going very slow, right? Now F is 100 degrees. Yes, yes, many have answered is correct. Very good, very good. Now let us go to the next question, right? Let us go to the next question. Now observe this question. Observe this question. Just continuation of the first. three basic points, right? In the adjacent figure, now it is given as PQ is parallel to RS. Now, and angle MON is given as 25 degrees. Right? So, for our convenience, I'll draw the diagram here, right? I'll draw the diagram here. Now, this is P, this is Q, this is R, and this is S. Now, this is O, and this is given as L, the point here. Now, this is M, and this is N. Now, see here, I will take plain dot as X for our convenience, right? Plain dots as X, and black dots as Y, right? Now, observe here. Now, sum of all these angles will be equal to how much from the basics, you know? 2x plus 2y will be equal to how much? Will be 180 degrees. Now, x plus y is nothing but equal to 90 degrees. Now, observe here, x is nothing but your plain dot and y is nothing but your black dot. Now, again, in the question it is given as angle MON is given as 25 degrees, it seems. Now, angle MON is what? Angle MON is nothing but Y. Y is given as 25 degrees. Am I right or wrong? Yes. Now, see here. So, Y is given as 25 degrees. Now, X will be how much? 65 degrees. Now, find out the answers there. Find out the answers there. Angle LOM is the first question asked. How much is angle LOM? Anybody? Observe here, LOM. Now, this is the question asked. Angle LOM is how much? Any answer? Angle LOM is X value is how much? It will be 65 degrees. Very good. What is the next question asked? Angle OLN. Now see here, OLN. Now this is the question asked. Now let us see how many can answer this. OLN. OLN. Akhil. Yes, very good. How can you say this? Now observe here. This is 65 degrees, ma. Now by the points what you have learned previously, interior alternate angles will be equal, as we see here. Here the condition is also given there. Interior alternate angles will be equal. If this is 65, now this will also be 65. So angle OLN will be how much? 65 degrees. Now this is the point that you have to know. Interior alternate angles are equal. Now the next question. Angle POM. Angle POM. Now the question is angle POM. Now angle POM is nothing but the complete angle. 65 plus 65, how much might is? Yes, very good. Akhil, alternate angles. Angle POM completely will be equal to 130 degrees. Right? Now come to the next question. Angle NOL. Now observe angle NOL. Now see here, start from N, go to O and L. Now which is nothing but X plus Y. How much is X plus Y? How much is X plus Y? X plus Y, X is 65, Y is 25. That's it. That's it. Am I right or wrong? N, O, L. Yes, it is 90 degrees. Done. 65, 65, 130 and 90 degrees. Done. Very good, Surya. Very good. Now see here, we have done enough of basics and enough of questions. Let us see the next level basics and let us see the next level of questions. Now, as I said, please focus on the basics. Now I am saying it will be a little bit on higher level. Let us focus on this. As we have learnt about lines and angles, let us learn about triangles, the next step. Okay, now let us come to the thing, right? Triangle is a three-sided figure, right? Oh, I'll draw like this. I'll take a diagram and draw it. Right, now see here, this is a triangle ABC. Done. Now ABC are vertices. Now I'll take this as angle A, small a. I'll take this as angle B. I'll take this as angle C. Now the basic point everybody know, angle A plus angle B plus angle C will be equal to 180 degrees. One such basic point everybody know it. Now let us come to the exterior angle. Now, see here, I'll draw the. Now I am drawing the exterior angle to angle C. Observe here. Now angle C and exterior to angle C are nothing but adjacent angles. So adjacent angles, now see here, I will take this as P. Now angle C plus angle P will be equal to how much? Will be equal to 180 degrees. Sum of adjacent angles will be equal to 180 degrees. Now how do you calculate this angle P respectively? Now this is called exterior angle to C. Exterior angle to C. Now angle P will be equal to interior most opposite angles sum, right? Angle P will be equal to interior most opposite angles sum. Interior most opposite angles are angle A plus angle B. Am I right or wrong? Right, very good. Now this is the first basic that you have to learn, right? So the next basic is, now observe here. Now see here that first basic triangle property is sum of two sides of a triangle must be greater than third side. Now AB plus AC must be greater than AC. Now the next point is, now see here, sum of two sides of a triangle must be greater than third side. AB plus AC must be greater than BC. Now BC plus AC must be greater than AB. And this is the one point that you have to remember here, right? Sum of two sides of a triangle must be greater than third side. Done. So let us see the different types of triangles, right? Now the first different type of triangle is, I will be explaining you, isosceles triangle, right? Now what is this isosceles triangle? Right, isosceles triangle means two sides of a triangle are equal, right? Now this is the point. Now what is the point that you have to know here? In an isosceles triangle, two sides are equal, and the point here that you have to know is angles opposite to equal sides are equal. Now see here, angles opposite to equal sides are equal. This is the point. Right? In isosceles, with this property, in the coming days you will be solving many questions, right? Now this is called isosceles. Right? Now let us come to equilateral. Now everybody know about this equilateral, continuation point to isosceles triangle. All the three sides are equal. Now see here, automatically observe here, if this is x, this will also be x. When you combinedly see as a pair of sides, all the things will be x only. So this will be 60 degrees, 60 degrees and 60 degrees. Done. And the other type of triangle is scalene triangle. All the three angles are different, x, y, z, and all the sides are also different, a, b, c. Done. Now What are the secondary points that you have to learn here? That is very important here. Right, now see here, as we have discussed isosceles, equilateral and scalene triangle. Now see here, I'll write down here for your convenience. This is scalene triangle. Now this will be equilateral. Now all these basic points, most of you have learned this. Now let us come to the next basic point. How will you find out the areas of the triangle? That is the main crux here, right? So see here, I will draw the triangle here. First of all, ABC. Now everybody know the basic formula for area of the triangle. Area of the triangle will be half into base into height. Right? Now this will be the basic formula of an area of a triangle. Done. Right. Now let us see the different areas there. Then you will get a clarity on this. Now before that, I will be explaining three more points here. Then you can have more clarity. Now see here, the first point is, observe it carefully. I will be drawing a line segment starting from vertex A on to BC. Right? Now, this line segment, if this line segment divides the base into two equal halves, now this line segment is called, anybody? When I draw a line segment from one vertex to the opposite line segment, if this line segment divides the opposite line segment into two equal halves, then this line segment is called median. Right? Got my point? Right? Hello? Ah, Ajit. Now it is on, right? Right. Now observe here the next point. Sorry for the interruption. Right? Sorry for the interruption. Now observe here. I have drawn this line segment from vertex A to opposite line segment. One point to be remembered. This perpendicular bisector might start from vertex, might not start from vertex. It can be anything. So when a line segment which divides the other line segment into two halves and make it as 90 degrees, you will be calling this as perpendicular bisector. Right, you will be calling it as perpendicular. There is no need that it has to be exactly like this only. Right, now let us come to the next basic point. Observe here. Now see here, this is called median. Now by joining all the medians, now the intersecting point of all medians is called centroid. Now, the intersecting points of all medians is called centroid, and this centroid divides the median into 2:1 ratio. Now, this is the point that you have to know. Right? This centroid will divide the median into 2:1 ratio. Now, this is the point that you have to know. Right? Now, I think you are clear with median, altitude, and perpendicular bisectors. Right? So I will not confuse you by saying in center, circumcenter, orthocenter right now. I will discuss it later. Let us be clear on this. Okay. Now, here comes the extra points that you have to learn. Now observe here. What will be the area of equilateral triangle? Can anybody say this? What will be the area of the equilateral triangle? Now see here. Equilateral triangle 60, 60, 60 degrees. Now observe here. I will draw a perpendicular down which makes 90 degrees here. Now as you know, an equilateral triangle, this will be 60 degrees. Now how much will be this? This will be 30 degrees. Now observe here, I'll write down here A, B, C. Now observe only this. Now this point is D. Observe only triangle ADC. Observe only triangle ADC. Now triangle ADC is in the format of 30, 60, 90 degrees. Am I right or wrong? Right. Now see here, all the triangle properties will follow sine wave functions. Okay, all the triangle properties will follow sine wave functions. Now observe here, sine 30 value will be how much? Anybody? This is 1:2. Sine 60 value will be root 3 by 2. Sine 90 value will be 1. So the sides will be in the ratio of 1:2, root 3:2 for 30, 60, 90 degrees triangle. Now this is the property that you have to know. Now observe here, opposite to 60 degrees will be root 3, right? Now this will be 2 and this will be 1. Now let us find out the area of equilateral triangle now. Area of equilateral triangle, shall I write here? I am passing the arrow mark here. Half into, right? Now height will be how much? Root 3 by 2 A. Am I right or wrong? See here, because this will be AD will be root 3 by 2 A part. Now see, as equilateral triangle, this will be A, this will be A, and this will be A. Now your base will be A. Now automatically area of equilateral triangle will be equal to root 3 by 4 A square. This is the property that you have to know here. Right? Area of equilateral triangle will be root 3 by 4 A square. Then this is the derivation for this. So why I have given derivation? This will be useful in your next coming questions. That's why I have given the derivation here. Right? Now, as we have discussed about, now I will draw one more triangle here in order to have a clarity. Now, observe here. You have discussed, we have discussed 30, 60, 90 degrees triangle, and the sides will be in the ratio of 1:2, root 3:2. Am I right or wrong? Now, one more type of special triangle which will be in the format of 45, 45, 90 degrees. Now, sine 45 is how much? 1 by root 2. Again, sine 45 is how much? 1 by root 2. Sine 90 is how much? 1. So the sides will be in the ratio of 1:2, 1:2 root 2 for 45, 45, 90 degrees. Now this will be explained as special triangles in your textbooks, right? This is nothing but your special triangles, right? Now one more basic property, and most of you have know this. Now if this is 90 degrees, now I will write down the vertices also A, B, C. By Pythagoras theorem, hypotenuse square will be equal to sum of the other two sides AB square plus BC square. Now, when Pythagoras theorem works out only when it is 90 degrees. Now, when the angle is more than 90 degrees, you call it as obtuse angle triangle. How will be for obtuse angle triangle? This will be A square greater than AB square plus BC square. Now, if the angle is less than 90 degrees, now this will be acute angle triangle. And an acute angle triangle, the hypotenuse will be in this format: AC square is less than AB square plus BC square. These are the points. I am discussing each and every basic point for you. Done. Right? Now, see here, I have discussed you with the area of the triangle of basic structure. I have discussed you with area of the triangle with right angle triangle, I mean equilateral triangle. Now, one more part, you might have not seen it very frequently. Now, if this is the triangle mark, as I said, all triangle angle properties will follow sine wave functions. Now, see here, this angle is given as theta. A, B, C. Now, see here, with each and every property I have discussed. With each and every property I have discussed two to three questions. Now you have to know these basics, right? Now observe here, AB length I have given as P, AC length I have given as Q. Done. Now see here, when the angle is given and the length of the sides attached to that angle are given. Now in triangle ABC, I have given angle A as theta and I have given the sides attached to this theta as PQ. Now what will be the area? Any idea of this? Now what will be the area of the triangle? Anybody? Half into P into Q into sine theta. Now this will be the area of the triangle. Now you got my point there? This is one more basic. Done. And the other area of the triangle, everybody know about this. Now see here, when this is the triangle ABC, right? Now see here, I have given you the sides. All these three sides are different, right? Now all the three sides are different. Now this is called scalene triangle. Now when all the three sides are given, length of the sides are given, how will you find out the area of the triangle? Area of the triangle can be deducted by Heron's formula, root of S into S minus A into S minus B into S minus C. Now S is called your semi-perimeter, which can be calculated by A plus B plus C by 2. Now observe here, what is perimeter and what is semi-perimeter? Do you know the difference between them? Now perimeter is nothing but adding upon all the boundaries of the object, you will get the answer for perimeter. Am I right or wrong? Now why you are using the concept called semi-perimeter and triangle? Now in your primary classes, what you have done is, in order to find out the area, you have put that object onto a graph sheet and you have counted all the squares completely filled in that object. Am I right or wrong? Right? For square, for rectangle, all these things, the object's shape will not change. But in triangle, it can be a cube, it can be obtuse, it can be right angle triangle, right? Different types, shapes of triangles will be there. So on an average, you are taking this as semi-perimeter. S is equal to A plus B plus C by 2. Right? Now, I have discussed you with this, done all the areas. Shall we move on to the next point? We have three more basic points, then we will solve questions on these basic points. Now, the next point that I want to discuss with you is, I'll write down the things here. As you have asked, I am going very slowly and discussing each and every point for you. Now, this is a triangle ABC. Now, I am taking this midpoint of AB as D. I am taking this midpoint of AC as E. Now see here, I am joining this midpoints D and E. Now if I join this midpoints D and E, now observe here, this length of DE will be exactly half of its opposite base, right? Now see here, if BC is 2x, now DE will be x. When you join the midpoints of AB and BAC, that line segment will be exactly half to the opposite line segment BC, right? Now this theorem is called a midpoint theorem. This theorem is called midpoint theorem, right? Now most of you have known the corollary of this midpoint theorem also, which is called basic proportionality theorem. basic proportionality theorem. Right? What is this basic proportionality theorem? I'll discuss this. I'll give the basic for this. Now this is a triangle. A, B, C. Right? Now, when you draw a line segment which is exactly parallel to the base, when you draw a line segment which is exactly parallel to the base, now see here, I'll take these points as D and E. Now, see here, according to basic proportionality theorem, AD by DB will be equal to AE by EC. Now, this is the property that you have to know. Now, upon doing questions, you can easily understand how these basics are used. Yes, how these basics are used. Basic proportionality theorem, AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. When this proportionality theorem works out, when you draw a line segment which is parallel to the base, now you have touched that points called D and E. Now this D and E will divide the triangle in the format of AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. Got my point? Yes? Yes. Now we will see two more points and then we will go to the questions. Right, the next point is, now observe here, already you have seen this. I have discussed with you regarding median, regarding perpendicular bisector, regarding altitude. Now I will be discussing you with the one more line segment called angle bisector. See here, AD is nothing but an angle bisector which divides the angle at the vertex into two equal halves. Right? AD is called angle bisector. Now, according to, now see here, this AD is internal, right? This AD is an internal of the triangle. So we call it as internal angle bisector theorem. Internal angle bisector theorem. Right? Now, according to internal angle bisector theorem, what can you say? AB by AC. Right? Now, taking these two sides will be equal to BD by DC. Now, this is your internal angle bisector theorem. Right? So, see here, I will say one more basic and then we will go to the questions. Now, observe here. The next one is, I think most of you know about this. Without using this theorem also you can solve it, but for the sake of explanation I am giving this. ABC is a triangle. Now see here, right? Now this is median. Am I right? Sorry. I'm really sorry. I'll draw this. AD I will take it as median. Median means which dissects the opposite line segment into two equal halves. Now how will you find out your median length? There is a theorem here. AB square plus AC square is equal to 2 into AD square plus, now you can take it as BD or DC, both are same, right? I'll take it as BD square here. Now this is called Apollonius theorem. This is called your Apollonius theorem. Right? Done. Now see here, I have discussed the basics of triangles with you. Now see here, I will not club the similarities and these properties. I will discuss similarities entirely in a separate manner, right? I'll not club this both together. So if I club this both together, you will get confusion and it will be a very jinx, right, to crack the questions. Done? Right. Now let us solve the questions with the basics what I have discussed. Right? Let us solve the questions regarding the basics what we have discussed. Shall we start? Yes, now see here, I will explain the basic and I will solve the question in each way. Don't worry about this. Now, now this is the question asked. Observe here. In a triangle ABC, I'll draw the triangle. In a triangle ABC, right? Now AB is given as 12, AC is given as 9, BC is given as 13. Now D and E are points on AB and AC. Now D is a point on AB, E is a point on AC respectively, such that DE is parallel to BC it seems. Now and again the question point given here is AE is given as 6. Ma AC is 9, AE is 6. Now how much will be EC? Anybody? Total 9, this will be 3. Am I right or wrong? Done. Now what is the question asked? You are asked to find out the value of BD. Now what is the basic point that you use to crack this question? Anybody? What is the basic point that you use to crack this question? Right? I think it is very clear, right? This is nothing but your basic proportionality theorem. D and E are not midpoints. It is not given in the question. Right? D and E are points on AB and AC. Right? Now, by basic proportionality theorem, what you can say? Anybody? Can you say me the theorem there? We have just discussed now. AD by BD is equal to AE by EC. Right? Now AE is how much? 6. EC is how much? 3. So AD is to BD can be written as how much? Can I write it as 2:1? Yes, very good. Now observe here, AD and BD when clubbed together, it is 12. So when you club this AD and BD, this will be 3. So 12 will be equal to 3. Now you are asked to find out one value. Am I right or wrong? So I'll write it clearly. You are asked to find out one part value because you are asked to find out BD value. Now how much will be this? Your answer please. Crisscross it. Your answer. Very good. 4. Yes, very good. BD is equal to 4. Now what is the property that we used here? Basic proportionality theorem. This is what we have discussed. Right? Very good. Very good. Very good. Right. So let us say, shall we move on to the next question? Now observe the next question given there. Now see here, if you have gone through the brains of battles, a quiz which Ankit sir have conducted, you might have seen this question, right? We have given this question in the quiz. Now only 26% members have answered this question. Now shall we see this question? Right? Now I will draw the diagram separately for your convenience. See here, in the adjacent figure, ABC, ABC, right? Now this is the diagram given there. First I will draw the diagram. Sorry. Now this is M, this is D, this is N. Now in the brains of battles we have asked the same question to you. Right? Now I'll write it neatly here. Now observe here, in the adjacent figure, N and M are midpoints of AC and BD respectively is the question asked. And again, BC is given as 8 units. Now I'll write down this clearly. BC is given as 8 units. Now AD is given as 6 units. Now you are asked to find out the length of MN. You are asked to find out the length of MN. Right? Any idea of how to solve this question? I have discussed the same basic with you. Now I will explain you clearly, right, how we are using the basics to solve the question. Okay, right. Now, as in the given question, N is the midpoint of AC. Am I right or wrong? Now observe the triangle only ADC. Observe the triangle only ADC. So see here, using the basics and observing the question is very, very important. Now observe only triangle ADC. Now in triangle ADC, AD, AC, DC are the sides. Now on AC, N is the point, which is nothing but midpoint. Now if I join a line segment joining N to the midpoint of DC, I'll take this point as some T. Now observe here, joining a line segment from midpoint of one line segment to the other line segment. Now this length will be how much? Anybody? This NT length will be how much? NT length will be how much? Anybody? And by what theorem you are saying this? Observe only triangle ADC. In triangle ADC, N is the midpoint of AC. So I have joined a line segment to the midpoint of DC. So by midpoint theorem, what can you say? This line segment will be exactly half of the opposite line segment. Am I right or wrong? So NT will be 3. You got my point? Yes, very good, very good. Now observe here. Observe here. In order to have a better clarity, I will take like this. Now you have to know the length of MT in order to find out MN, because this will be 90 degrees because exactly perpendicular. Am I right or wrong? Yes. Now I will take BD as X. Now DC as Y. Now if you closely observe, M is midpoint of BD, so BM will be X by 2 and MD will be X by 2. And T is midpoint of DT, so DT will be Y by 2, TC will be Y by 2. Am I right or wrong? Now club here, you have to know the length of MT, which is nothing but X by 2 plus Y by 2. You already know X plus Y is equal to how much, mark? X plus Y is equal to 8. So MT value will be how much? It will be 4. Am I right? Yes. So see here, observe triangle MNT. Now you know NT value as 3 and you know MT value as 4. Automatically this is a right angle triangle. So MN value will be how much? It will be 5. So by Pythagoras theorem you can easily say that MN value will be 5. Anybody answer this? Yes, Mahendra Naik have answered this. Very good, very good. Have you got my point? I have used midpoint theorem, what we have discussed there. Now as N is the midpoint on AC, I have taken a line segment joining N to the midpoint of DC. There you can solve it like this. Now the confusion here is, in geometry what happens is, you can solve the same question in different manners, right? So it depends upon the basic, how strong you are on basics. If you are very strong on basics, you can solve each and every question. So let us see this question, how it can be solved in a different way, right? Now I will see, I'll explain the same question. So I'll go to the next page. I'll draw the question there. Now observe here. I will be solving the same question in different manner. right? So this is what geometry is. Geometry is pure bliss if you know the basics very well. A, B, C, N, M, and this is D, right? Now observe here. I will completely remove the geometry topic from now. Let us see how will you solve the same question with coordinate geometry, right? Coordinate geometry. Now see here, I will fix this diagram on a graph sheet. I will fix this diagram on a graph sheet. I will take my B value as 0, 0, which will be at the origin. Which will be at the origin. If B is at 0, 0, C will be where, ma? Any idea? Right? On x-axis, it will be 8 because BC value is given as 8. BC value is given as 8. Right? Now, observe here. D value will be where? Somewhere at x. Am I right or wrong? Now, and here this point will be where? Observe here. Can you say the point there? Exactly. Can you say the coordinates there? If you can say the coordinates there, you can say the answer very well. Right? Now see here. Can I write like this? X comma 6 because AD is given as 6. I'll remove this in order to avoid confusion. Am I right or wrong? X comma 6. Now, what will be n value? What will be coordinates of n value? Very good, very good. What will be the coordinates of n value? Now, n is nothing but midpoint of A and C. How to find out a midpoint of the line segment? Now, this will be one coordinate x1, y1. Now, this will be one coordinate x2, y2. How will you find out midpoint of this given line segment? By coordinate geometry, right? x1 plus x2 divided by 2, comma, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Am I right or wrong? Am I right or wrong? Yes, very good. Now observe here, this will be x plus 8 by 2, comma 6 comma 0 by 2 will be 3. Very good. Now how much will be m and n? How much will be m and n? Let me know that. Let me know that. Now observe here, d value can be taken as x comma 0. Am I right or wrong? Yes. Now this will be m will be the midpoint of b and d. Am I right or wrong? So this will be x by 2 comma 0. I think you got my point, right? Now how to find out the distance between the two line segments given there? What is the formula? y2 minus y1 whole square plus x2 minus x1 whole square. I think you got my point there. I think you got my point there. By substituting the values, you will get the same answer for mn, which is nothing but 5. Now see here, I have moved to same concept, right? I have dealt the same question with different concept. So this is what the magic in geometry. Now don't worry, right? I will discuss coordinate geometry also. Just for the sake of knowledge, I have discussed the same question here like this, right? I think you got my point. You can substitute the values there, right? x1, y1, x2, y2. You will get the answer there. You will get the same answer as 5. Yes, Mahendra Naik, you are right. Done. So let us move on to the next basic, right? Now, here comes the question. A little bit on higher note. Observe the question there carefully. Observe the question carefully. Right? Now, so this is the last question for this session. Right? We'll wind up this and we'll see tomorrow. Okay? Let us see this question and we'll end this. So I'll draw a little bit higher diagram. Right now, see here. In the meanwhile, observe the question given there. I'll draw the diagram there. Now, in the triangle shown in the figure A, B, C. Now, angle D is 90 degrees it seems. Now, observe here, AB is given as 6, BC is given as 7. Okay, I'll draw like this. BC is given as 7. Now, observe here, and AC is given as 8. Now also AD is perpendicular to BC it seems, AE is angle bisector it seems of A, and AF is median of triangle ABC it seems. Now you are asked to find out BD, AD, AF and AE. Now how will you solve? Let us see what basics we have learned and let us solve with this, right? Now observe here, AE is angle bisector it seems, AF is median it seems. Now, median AF will dissect the base into two equal halves. Am I right or wrong? So, what will be BF value will be 3.5. Am I right or wrong? BF and FC will be 3.5. By the basic point, median divides the base segment, the opposite line segment into two equal halves. Am I right? Yes. Now, one more point. By internal angle bisector theorem, what can you say? AB by AC is given as BE by EC. Am I right or wrong? By internal angle bisector theorem, AB is 6 and 8. Right? Now, this is nothing but 3:4. Now, BE and EC will be in the ratio of 3:4. Now, observe here, I'll write down BE is 3. Am I right or wrong? Yes, you're right. BE is 3 and EC is 4. Done. Right? And already you know FC is 3.5. Am I right or wrong? EC is 4. Then EF will be 0.5. Right? BE is 3.5. BE is 3. Now this, I think you can get this. BF is 3.5 and BE is right. You can get this point, right? Am I right or wrong? Yes, I am right. Now, see how I solved the question, right? Now, this is the last question for this session. We'll end this session and we'll continue tomorrow. Right? Now, the first question is, you are asked to find out BD value. How will you find out BD value? Now, observe here. Can I write like this? I will take BD as X. I will take DC as 7 minus X because BC value is X and 7 minus X. Now, observe triangle ABD. Now, in triangle ABD is a right angle triangle. Am I right or wrong? So, can I write like this? AD square plus BD square is equal to 6 square, which is nothing but 36. Now, similarly, can I take triangle ADC? In this also, AD square plus DC square is equal to how much? 864. Now, see here, AD and AD are common here. Now, can I write like this? 36 minus X square is equal to 64 minus 7 minus X square. Now, can you simplify this? I think this is easy. 49 plus X square minus 14X. Now, here. Now, solve this. 36 minus X square. What will be your X value, ma? What will be your X value? That X value is nothing but your BD value. Am I right or wrong? That is what the question asked. Observe here, you are asked to find out BD value. If you can find out the x value from here, anybody? Anybody? Anyone got the answer? Mahendra, Dejavu, Balaji, what about your answers? Make it fast here. So see here, upon simplification, you will get this x value as 1.5. Don't ask me to do simplifications also, right? Are a normal equation, right? Nobody is solving this. A normal equation hai na? You can easily solve this, right? X value will be 1.5 upon simplification. Now see here, BD is given as 1.5. Now what is the next question asked? AD, right? AD. Now substitute in any of the equation BD, you will get AD value. What will be your answer? Yes, Balaji, 1.5 is right. Now see, you already know BD value is 1.5, 1.5 whole square. Substitute here, you'll get the AD value. Now AD value will be root of 33.75. I have not given you a tough questions also. Easy approach. Substitute in the given question, right? Yes, yes, very good. Now AD value is very easy. Upon substituting x value, you will get this BD value will get the x value. AD value, sorry. I'm a little bit confused here. Right. What is the next question asked? AF. Now you are asked to find out AF. Now see, I'm removing all these things. Because we don't have the question in the next slide. So I'm removing this in order to have clarity. Right. Now you are asked to find out AF value. Now what is AF? AF is median. Am I right or wrong? Observe here, you can find out your median by Apollonius theorem, but don't waste your time. Okay. Now observe here, you got BD as 1.5. Am I right or wrong? Now BE value is 3. Now automatically what will be DE value? DE value will also be 1.5. Am I right or wrong? Now observe here, triangle ADF. Triangle ADF is a right angle triangle where AD square plus DF square will be equal to AF square. Now AD is already, you know AD value, right? AD square value is 33.75 plus DF value is how much? 3 plus 9. Am I right or wrong? 3. Can you find out this value, right? Are we doing any calculative mistake? Once check it. But the process is correct. How much did you got AD value there? Did anyone got AD value there? Now see here, in the previous question, substitute AD value and you know DF value. DF value is 1.5 plus, yes, we are right, 33.75 plus DF value is how much? Sorry, it is 2. So 2 means 4. So 37.75 root of 37.75 is correct. Yes, very good, very good, very good. Now come to the last one. Find out AE value. How will you find out AE value? AE value is nothing but angle bisector. Now, no need of any formulas, right? Just right angle theorem property. Now, see here, I'll erase and I'll show you. And I'll erase and I'll show you. Right? How will you find out AE? Now, see here again, triangle ADE. Can I take this? In ADE, AD square plus AE square. Sorry, DE square. I'm really sorry. DE square is equal to AE square. Now AD square, you know it as 33.75. Now how much will be DE square? DE value 1.5, right? Now substitute this 1.5 whole square value here. At last you will get it as root of 36, normal simplification. Now each and every question I have solved only using the basics, right? I have solved each and every question with the basics. Yes, very good. 6, Balaji Prasad, it is 6. Root of 36 is nothing but 6. Right? Now in the next session, tomorrow's session 9:30, get all your doubts till now what happened. In the first 10 minutes, we will discuss all the doubts. Right? And observe here. Done. Now, those who want my personal guidance, those who want to crack SSC examination and GATE ESE, we are a dedicated group which will be helpful to crack the examination. So to get the subscription, use my code NLN10. Now this is the code, right? This is the code NLL10. Now all your SSC examination, GATE, ESE, I will be the one-stop solution to be helpful for you. Right? Our group is very helpful to you. And my code is NLN10. Apply this code and get extra 10% discount, and you'll get for 22,500 GATE and also SSC subscription at 5,250, which is very valuable and throwaway price for you. Right? Thank you. Thank you. We'll continue tomorrow. Thank you.